Video coverage of IT Expo is brought to you by Content Boost, the content marketing specialists. Amplify your sales today.
Hi, Rachel Ramsey here, IT Expo in Miami. I'm here with Bruce Williams from Pega. Welcome to the show.
Hi, Rachel. Great to be here.
So tell us a little bit about Pega. What do you do? What do you offer?
Pega is an exciting company. We're an enterprise software company. So we make software for large enterprises to use to orchestrate their biggest, most complex mission-critical processes. So for example, banks are big customers for us, and they use them to orchestrate bank activities, loans, mortgages, that sort of thing. Telecommunication companies, credit card companies use us to run their call centers. So if you call, who's your cable provider?
Optimum.
Okay, so if you call them, the person on the other end answers, they're likely going to be using Pega to help understand the nature of what you need and how to best take care of you and give you what you want to be most fulfilled. So that's the kind of thing we've done traditionally. But those are kind of transaction businesses. I'm a manufacturing guy, and I joined Pega with a kind of background in high technology manufacturing in order to bring us into the industry of global manufacturing and high technology. So this is somewhat of a new area of business and focus for us, and we get to leverage some exciting customers we already have. Companies like Cisco and Ford are already customers, but to build that out into a global line of business for Pega going forward. And you know, it's very different because manufacturers are facing very different kinds of issues and challenges than companies that are in transaction businesses. So it's a unique opportunity for us in this market.
What do you think what are some of those challenges that are specific to manufacturing?
Well, you know, manufacturers make stuff, right? Physical items. And they've got size and weight and mass, and they've got to be handled and transported, and they're made by suppliers that send pieces together you then assemble, and they've got to be shipped, and they've got to be supported over time. That's very different than managing your bank account, right, or managing your insurance claim. So the physical nature of this really makes it a different thing. The investments in the production equipment and the facilities to handle them is what manufacturers spend money on first and most, so they can turn out quality products. But what they're all beginning to see is that now it's a matter of how we actually string the business together that determines at the end of the day whether as a company we're profitable or not making our widgets.
So one of the biggest areas or biggest technology trends impacting industries like manufacturing is M2M, or machine to machine.
Sure is.
And you were just participating in the Battle of the Platforms yesterday.
Yes,
so can you tell us a little bit about your role in this space?
Yeah, you know, the machine to machine, or sort of the foundation of what everyone's referring to as the Internet of Things, right, has been an industry that's been around for a long time. People have had measurement devices, controlling devices, in everything from satellites to physical plant, you know, for 30 years. But over recent years, it's really been kind of Moore's Law that's driven the size, the price, the availability of these down to the point now where you can almost stick a measurement device in just about anything and a controlling circuit in just about anything, anywhere in the world, have it available through the internet to be seen, to be managed, etc. We're in the business of orchestrating process. So if I'm a company and I'm trying to execute on something, I'm making and supporting a piece of equipment for my customer, then now it used to be people, if that piece of equipment needed to be managed, they'd need to go see it, touch it, report on it. Now that piece of equipment can announce itself. It can say every day, all the time, what's my condition? Where do I stand? What am I made of? What do I need to do? And if it has a problem, we can also talk to it. We can command it directly because they've got large amounts of software in them. So now what we're seeing is devices themselves are becoming actors in business processes. So people combined with systems and now things are in this universe of actors that are part of business processes that help make manufacturers support the devices, the systems, the business relationships we have. And for companies to really deliver the best in a customer experience, they've got to be able to talk directly to the thing that you bought from them in order to fulfill that demand.
Yeah.
So the M2M world started at the device level. Talk to a device, get a protocol, you know, be able to communicate that information. Now it's very quickly welling up into how does this fit in the whole connection of a business and a customer relationship.
Yeah.
And that's why we're so excited to be part of this movement as it develops.
Yeah, absolutely. What do you think the future of, I mean, the impacts and the benefits that it offers for manufacturing, how do you think that's going to impact whether this year or the next few years, specifically to manufacturing?
Well, all manufacturers are going to begin to embed more and more of these telemetry systems and controllers in what they make. Whether it's something like a desk, or we talk about refrigerators and cars, buildings, medical devices, environmental controls, industrial controls, right? The category list is pretty broad. And more as manufacturers make those, they've got to now build those into the products. What they're seeing is these very directly involve not just the design and engineering, but the actual quality and value of the product themselves. A product is more valuable if it can announce who it is, where it is, and can take commands to change and modify its behavior from the home shop, from the customer, from a dealer, whoever it might be. So we're seeing that manufacturers are stepping up to make this part of the actual product life cycle. And then furthermore, as they engage in this customer experience over the long term, being able to interact with the customer in these devices going forward represent new areas of operations management that the manufacturers are going to get into. You know, for a long time, most manufacturers were focused on making a quality product and getting it out the door. And as long as I made a great product and I could ship it and it was at a competitive price, I was going to be successful as a manufacturer. Now they know they've got to be in contact with that product and the customer that owns it for the length of its life. And being able to be part of that is a big expansive area that companies have to get into. So we're excited to be able to help facilitate their success in the engagement of that customer experience.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much, Bruce, for your time and telling us all about your involvement in this industry, and we look forward to seeing more from you.
Well, thanks, Rachel. You know, this is a tremendous event. We're excited to be part of this movement going forward, and you guys have done a great job hosting M2M Evolution as part of IT Expo, so we're looking forward to being here every year.
Thank you. Great.
You bet.
Video coverage of IT Expo is brought to you by Content Boost, the content marketing specialists. Amplify your sales today.